Hello everyone, I'll be sharing with you some great market research that I just got from our PMML research team for the multifamily sector for the Montreal, Laval, and the Montérégie markets. There's a lot of information here, so let's get started. Let's look at the Montreal market. We're comparing the last 4 quarters of sold transactions and comparing it to the previous 4 quarters of sold transactions. In the Montreal market, we've seen actually the sale transactions drop slightly. In 731 sale transactions, that means that sold volume is down as well. We've seen sold volume around $2.214 billion. That's down 14.5% versus the previous 4 quarters. Now, the cost per unit on a median basis is up slightly, at $197,500. That's up 3%. The gross rent multiplier in the Montreal market is at 16.88 times. So that's up slightly as well, and 0.8%. Yet the cap rate for the Montreal market is steady. It's been around 4.26%. It's up 0.2% versus the previous 4 quarters. Now let's look at the Laval market. The Laval market, we've seen the last 4 quarters versus the previous 4 quarters. Last 4 quarters, we've seen 67 sold transactions. That number of transactions is down 15.2%. The actual sold volume is at $250 million, and that's also down 9.4%. Yet if you look at the median sold price per unit, it's in the Laval market right now, the median price per unit is at $191,667. That's up 2.9%. If you look at the gross rent multipliers in the Laval market, is running at 16.69 times. That's also up 0.7% slightly versus the previous 4 quarters. And if you look at the actual sale cap rates in the Laval market, it's at 3.98%. It's up 1% versus the previous 4 quarters. If you look at now the Montérégie market, in the Montérégie market, we've seen 310 sold transactions in the last 4 quarters. That's down slightly 6.9% versus the previous 4 quarters. If you look at the actual sold volume in the Montérégie market, it's actually up. It's at 610 million, which is up 2.5% while comparing it to the previous 4 quarters. If you look at the cost per unit on a median basis, the median sale price in the Montérégie market is running at $166,667. That's up 5.3% versus the previous 4 quarters. If you look at the actual gross rent multipliers, in the last 4 quarters in the Montérégie market versus the previous 4 quarters is running at 15.92 times. So that's up 1.8%. And if you look at the actual cap rate in the Montérégie market in the last 4 quarters, it's at 4.13%. That's also up 0.4% versus the previous 4 quarters.